Fellas, do you sometimes lack confidence in the bedroom? Well, have no fear. RexMD is here just in time to bring you some holiday cheer. Our sponsor, RexMD, is FDA approved. To help you always be prepared, RexMD makes getting generic and branded Viagra or Cialis easy. Everything's online, even the prescription, and they deliver it directly to you. No trips to the doctor, no insurance, and no copay. Take advantage of their best deal yet and save up to 90% off and only pay $2 per dosage. With just a few clicks of a button, you can talk directly to a medical professional, create a personalized plan, and get the products discreetly shipped straight to your door, and you'll do it all within 2 days. RexMD has already helped over 300,000 guys gain confidence quickly and conveniently. Act now to take advantage of their best deal yet by heading to rexmd.com/Chael, where you're only going to pay $2 per dosage. That's rexmd.com/Chael for up to 90% off. Give the gift of pleasure this holiday season with RexMD. You're a young fighter, you're breaking into the business. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to be the world champion? Do you have a competitiveness and you've come from other sports and my goodness, I'll take the sacrifice, I'll take the risk, I'm going to do it. I want more skills than the other guys competing in the same thing at the same time as me. That is honorable. I love it. You're going to have Chael on your bandwagon. Do you want the public to have a perception that you have greater skills than other guys competed in the same sport as the same time as you? Do you want a world championship or do you want a bag full of money? Now, I understand you want them both. I get it. And a lot of times you can have them both. A lot of times. But a lot of times there's a separation. So if we were to break that down to a little bit smaller level, if you're a fighter and you're out there battling for resources, which are very, very competitive, you have two different accounts that you can draw from. Do you want to draw from the purse account? This account doesn't change. This account sits here. There's 556 guys under contract. There's 11 fights going to go down every single Saturday. Every fourth week, we're going to call it a pay-per-view, but it's still this same account that's going to get spread out over 365 days. Do you want to fight and draw from that account? Make sure that your number goes up, somebody alongside of you's numbers go down. The money that you're going to get and the money you're going to gain is going to take away from them. That's fine. That's capitalism. That's competition. You don't have a problem with me, but I'm asking you, do you want to fight and draw from the purse account, or do you want to fight and draw from the marketing account? Because it's the same thing. It's preset each year. Exactly how many funds we are going to put into the 556 guys, 11 fights, 22 athletes every single weekend, and every fourth week we're going to call it a PPV. It's the same. That number doesn't change. But what you can get and what you can draw from will take down from those around you to elevate you. It's competitive. It's capitalism. You have no problem from me. I'm just asking, which of the two are you after? Are you after the belt or are you after the money? There's a fighter, he's amongst the greatest fighters to have ever done it, named Frank Shamrock. And Frank Shamrock was the best in the world, not Chael's opinion. Frank Shamrock was the best at a time nobody was watching the sport. And I have never asked Frank if that's hard for him, and I wouldn't ask him because that's rude. But I could guess and that I could imagine that he would have liked some of that recognition. He would have liked some of that notoriety. Now, a lot of you know who Frank Shamrock is. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but he belongs there. And some others of you are going to have to take my word for it. Which would you rather be? Would you rather be as good as Frank Shamrock when nobody was watching, or would you rather have the skills of Kimbo Slice and everybody thought you were the greatest thing in the sport, rest his soul, and that wasn't meant to be an insult. It's meant to be a compliment. You have an absolute main eventer in Kimbo Slice who is selling out arenas, who he could not walk down the street without people rushing out to be with him. Mike Hogan told me a story one time. He went to have lunch at Whole Foods with Kimbo Slice, and they never got that because people were coming out. The workers, everybody. The manager came out from the back. They thought they were finally going to have help. Manager's going to come get him into a section, get him to... No, it's the opposite. The manager wanted a picture with Kimbo Slice. He was just a massively popular star. Would you rather have the skills of Frank Shamrock, which absolutely, for sure, were the best on earth at that time, or would you rather have the perception of Kimbo Slice? You don't have a wrong answer there. I'm just asking you. There is two different funds. There's the purse, which is preset. On January 1st of next year, the purses for 2023 will be set. They will all draw from that number. And then you're going to have the marketing fund. That is also going to be preset for 2023, and that's going to be set on January 1st. Which one of those do you want to get? And it's a very important question. When you're going to pick who your promoter is going to be, it's a very personal decision. It's a very big decision if you even understand that it is a decision. And I am going to be speaking about less than, right? You're going to have 99.9% of fighters, retired fighters and aspiring fighters that have stopped the tape already and have no idea what Chael's talking about. My promoter is going to be whoever writes me the biggest check. That's generally how it's done. You don't have a problem with me. I'm not mad at you for that. But I don't think that you understand the power either. If I've got you under contract and I can't trust you, I have a job to promote you, but make no mistake, I have a fiduciary responsibility. I will demote you. If what I'm going to pay you is already predetermined, I'm an honorable man. You will get that check. Whether I make a return on my investment or not. There's 556 of you. 540 of you are a loss. I will write the check that I owe you. Do you not see the difference in taking your skills and taking that check that I owe you if I make you the first fight of the night? Do you not see the difference in that versus if I make you the last fight of the night? And many people are going to say, I don't care. You have no problem with me. But if you can choose to take from the purse fund that's preset, or you can choose to take from the marketing fund, I'll tell you, you're going to have a hell of a lot more fun with the marketing fund. You're going to have a hell of a lot more fun when you touch down in Las Vegas and the airport is lit up and it's your face and your name. And when you go out to get a taxi, it's your face and your name. And when you pull into the hotel at the MGM Grand, they got your picture up. I tell you, it's going to be a lot of fun. It really is a good time. It's memories that last forever. There's opportunities to parlay that into something else down the road. And I can beg you to understand. I can't do a lot more than that. I've attempted to explain it for years. Now I'm on the other side where I'm just going to flat out beg you to understand. Your ranking does not touch. It is not a comparison to. It is a nothing next to your placement on the card. If you're ranked number 1 in the world and you're the first fight of the night, if you think you're in a better spot than the guy that doesn't yet have a ranking, but he's closing out the evening, you're wrong. You're very, very wrong. And even in the short term of this contract, if you think that when that is up, you're going to bounce that I knocked out 2 guys and I had a finish over here. If you think that that's going to work across the table, as opposed to people want to see me, people are interested. I was your main event 2 of those 3 times and I sold them both out. Here's the box office receipts, and here's how quickly you sold it out. Here's what I am going to be getting paid for my next fight. Are we all done here? And you get up and walk out of the room. They're vastly different. Do you want to take from the purse fund, or do you want to take from the marketing fund? I hear people say, and I read this on Twitter, I read this from Terrence McKinney, And I'll use Terrence's name because he said it on Twitter. He doesn't mind being associated with this, and Terrence is a very good guy. On top of that, I like to look for opportunities to shout him out. What a story. Terrence McKinney, what a story. You guys know that one? You know that McKinney a cop almost shot him? Do you know that? A couple of years later, he learns martial arts. Turns out he's damn good at it. He knocks out 3 people. It might have even been 4. All in the first round. In her first year. Terrence McKinney, what a story. We'll get into that to another time, but Terrence had put out a tweet, and he was talking to a specific athlete, and he said, you know your worth. I respect that. And he tweeted that out. And that's a very honorable, nice thing to say from Terrence. That was a show of support from Terrence. Is it accurate? I used to be in real estate, and I would work with some clients who, when they were trying to buy a house, they would view that end of the negotiation as their time to speak up. And they would write an offer that was well below market, and they would make a whole bunch of demands that were not in par with the industry. And they would go home and they would feel good about themselves as a tough negotiator. And then I would have to step in as part of client management, and I would have to ask them, if you write a deal that you don't get, are you a good negotiator or are you homeless? And it's a very real question that you have to ask yourself. To tell somebody that they know their worth and sign a show of support if they didn't get it. Do you see the problem? If you were worth it, you would have got it. I mean, do you see the problem? How does a fighter come out and say, I know my worth and I'm not going to do it unless I get this? If you were right, if that was your worth, you would have gotten it. We would have moved on. What do you think? We're not looking to make money over here? It seems like something that's very open. And I don't want to be a jerk to the boys. I just want to make sure that we point out when we make these decisions, there's 2 funds that you get to compete for and you get to draw from. Do you want to draw from the purse fund? It's a very important one. So our prize fighters that do this for a living, you don't, no trick here from me, but you have a purse fund. You also have a marketing fund. If I'm going to put the marketing dollars behind you, I got to know that I can trust you. I got to know that you're my guy. I don't do one-offs. Many people are talking about Conor versus Nate Diaz. Let's get this done. Let's do a part 3. Now, that's an awesome match. I can just share for you that won't get done in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I don't need to look into it any further. There's no fight that will close out the evening in the Ultimate Fighting Championship that is going to have marketing and a spread and entertainment and bells and whistles behind it. Unless the promoter knows that no matter who wins, he's going to be back. And I can use all this that I put behind him and not only try to capitalize tonight, I will also have down the road. For the guys that it works, they'll stay in main events. For the guy that works less, he'll go to an undercard, but he'll still be meaningful. He'll still matter. That hard work that I put into March is going to pay off not only for the fight that's in April, it's going to pay off for the fight in December that I'm not even going to book until October. This is the way that the mentality works. Which is the reason that you can stop the conversation of bringing 2 guys in no matter how much we want it. That is a business model, and there are people that do it. I'm speaking specifically to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I'm speaking specifically to somebody that comes out and negotiates hard and doesn't get it. Are you a great negotiator or are you homeless? And there's a time and a place to do it. Do you want from the purse fund or do you want from the marketing fund? Because you can't have both. If I can't trust you, I can't have fun with you. I just can't. I got to know when I make an announcement, you back me up. If you think it's a got you moment for me to come out and make an announcement, doing something glorious for you, and you're going to use that to put the gun on me, I'm not going to think that you were clever. I'm not going to laugh and think, good job. I'm thinking, my goodness, I trusted that guy. I went out to a press conference. I used his name. After I did that, it was his turn to make me look good. It was his turn to back my move. Not make me look like somebody that goes to press conferences and announces things that aren't done. It's not a small deal. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Go over to Shamrock versus Jamal Hill. I guarantee you guys that wasn't done. I guarantee you they went to a press conference and that announcement was made and they heard about it after the fact. But they used 2 boys that they could count on that backed their play. Make your choice. Got no heat, but you're going to have to make a decision. Purse fund or marketing fund?